What is going on, Amazon sellers, arbitrageurs, and resellers of all stripes? Welcome to this evening's live. I am joined by a couple of friends of mine, Saul and AJ from TheBuyBox.io, and we're going to be talking a little bit tonight about their Komodo personal monitor and all the ways that you can use it. And then I'll probably have these guys chat a little bit with us about Amazon to Amazon flips as well, because I know that is something that people really enjoy and always want to learn more about. It seems to be there's some mystique about it. And so we're going to try to break that down as well. And then, of course, answer any questions you guys have also. And if you could do me a favor, whether you're in FBA Today watching this, if you're on the YouTube channel, please do me a solid. Hit the like button for the respective algorithm, just so a couple more people can check this out. So, Saul, AJ, how are you guys doing this evening?
Good, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, beautiful.
Doing awesome.
Excited to be here. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking the time. So you guys have the Komodo personal monitor, which I don't know if enough people get the name, Komodo and monitor. I don't know if enough people get that. I think it's awful clever. But let's kind of dive into it and, what it does and why it can be powerful and kind of all those things. Then I'll pick your guys' brains about flips at the end.
Cool. Sure. Yeah.
You want me to start, Saul?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the name real quick. So it's an interesting name, like you said. Komodo is kind of like a cool dragon, like lizard dragon type of thing. And it actually comes from a family of reptiles called monitor dragons. So we thought that kind of fit. Now, when we think about monitors, if anyone is familiar with kind of like the Discord world or like the Slack world, a lot of these groups kind of control what products the group should be looking for and alert them when things come in stock. We wanted to kind of take that and pull it out of the control of kind of the group owners, because an entire community is seeing these items that are profitable come in stock. And then when everyone goes and buys them, right, the price drops on them, right? The competitive nature just increases so much. So what we did was we pulled that out. We said, it's more valuable to a person individually, a seller individually, right? So that they can monitor their own products, understand when their products come in stock that are profitable to them, and not have the rest of the world see them, right? And then there's a cool other feature that we added that we can talk about a little bit more later. But that's actually being able to, talk about it now too, or an intro to it. But that's like being able to find products in stock at your local stores, such as like Target or Walmart. As soon as it comes in stock, you can go and place the order and pick it up. So, yeah. But that's kind of like just a quick kind of, anecdote there to the monitors and kind of the history there.
See, and I really like that, because, if we kind of look at, I guess maybe where the web is going, it's decentralizing, Web3 is all about being decentral and it's kind of cool that you guys are taking something that is typically just controlled by whoever you buy the monitor from and kind of giving the power to the user. So I like that personally.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we build it for ourselves. Fully transparency, right? Like we've been using monitors from other groups. We've been, we've been Amazon sellers for a long time ourselves. But if there's any edge, we want to be there. And eventually we got tired of, every listing getting 100 new sellers on it as soon as it restocked. And so we wanted to go out and build something that worked for us. And it wasn't that hard to transition it pretty quickly into something that we could pass along to other sellers as well.
Sorry, I was saying, I love that you guys said that you guys built it for yourself, because I think that's where some of the best SaaS comes from. Software as a service, for anybody who's not familiar, but Tactical Arbitrage was built by Alex Moss in the beginning, because he was creating and selling lead lists where he was sourcing them manually. And he was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And out of that, Tactical Arbitrage was born. And I'm thinking like ConvertKit. ConvertKit is an email software program that I use. And that was built to scratch an itch of a creator who was creating his products. But places like MailChimp and things like that, they weren't the right fit. They didn't like all the links inside of it and things like that. So the best software really does come from kind of scratching your own itch.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because like I use it a lot. Like I come from the hype product world, right? Before being an Amazon seller. So think of all those limited edition things that come out during Christmas and stuff that you just can't get on your hands on, whether you're a reseller or you want it for personal use. And like that's where I find it like, extremely valuable as well, right? Like not I mean, its main use case was those popular items. So like, I don't know, Furby, when Furbies first came out, right? You couldn't find them on the shelves. With this, and you have to like call every store, like, hey, you getting them in stock? I remember calling my cousin at KB
AJ
Toys.
is dating himself right now.
Yeah, but I remember having to call these stores and say, hey, when are you getting them in stock, right? When is your next shipment? And only to come find out that like they gave the wrong information or whatever it may be, where with this, it's like you don't have to now. And then now translating that into kind of the Amazon seller world or the reseller world, right? Like those profitable products that you won't be there if you miss out on when they restock. Now having that power to not only understand when they restock, but click a button and have it in your cart ready to buy is like, I think it's pretty powerful. So.
Absolutely.
Would it be, I mean, we can obviously talk about the product a whole bunch, but I'm happy to show it off too. Do we think that's the appropriate time, or is there any questions?
Yeah. Let's show this thing off and kind of give people a feel of what it would be like to be behind the wheel of this thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen. There's a few things we're going to walk through, and then we'll actually set up some monitored products. You can see the whole process.
All right.
So it always makes me nervous. I think you all know if you've ever shared your screen, there is a level of nerve that comes with. All right, let's see. So we want to do window and this one right here. Yeah. All right, so you tell me. All right, looks like you can see what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, you're good to go, man.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to do a couple of things. Number one, this is just kind of the main page. I already threw some products in there for you to see. But obviously there's no questions coming in, but I do want to make sure that everyone here understands what a monitor is to begin with. So everything you're seeing in front of you is just a platform that goes and scrapes a website that you tell it to scrape, or a product that you tell it to scrape, and that comes back and tells you exactly when that product is in stock and ready for you to buy. So we're just kind of taking all the manual looking out of the equation. And when we built in some things to make it very easy for you to know when it's time to buy. So starting out, you create your account. We offer kind of monitors for a variety of stores. So we have an Amazon monitor, we have a Target, Walmart, GameStop, and Hot Topic monitor, all online. We're always adding new monitors as well. We have Walgreens in the works. We talked about Kohl's recently, which I know is a really big one for a lot of sellers. And then obviously any recommendations, we're always happy to look into what that would look like. And then as mentioned earlier, we have a local monitor too. And the local monitor, you can see I'm looking for a product right now. The local monitor works for Target and Walmart. And what that does is, instead of, you're probably all familiar with BrickSeek or products like BrickSeek, where it'll just tell you, hey, this store has X number of this product in stock. Go run to that store and search high and low and not find it. What we've done is allow you to put a product into the local monitor, give it a zip code, give it a radius to look at, and it's going to constantly be looking within that radius and that zip code for the product that you want to find. As soon as that product comes in stock where you can purchase it online and pick it up in store, that's when it's going to notify you. So you don't have to go and run to the store when you see it. It's going to tell you when you can buy it right online. You just go to that window and grab it, which is, we think one of our bigger advantages to the monitor space. So let's walk through actually setting it up, and then we can talk about some use cases and why you might want to use something like this if you've never come across it before. So it's quite simple, and we're going to do Amazon because that's honestly the one that most people use. So we'll just click Add Product. You have some options. You can do a link, or you can do an ASIN. We'll go grab product. We can do this one. We're actually going to do this one first. So this is obviously, you all know what this is. Right, a toy. Toys are one of the most notorious Amazon to Amazon flips out there. Ooh, go here. We'll throw the ASIN in. Now this monitor is only going to look at when Amazon is the seller, so you don't have to worry about it accidentally pinging you when, you know, Mary or Joe or whoever comes in stock at $300. It's only going to tell you when Amazon is the seller on record. You can choose a price threshold if you just want to be confident that you're only being notified when it's at a certain price, but we generally don't need to do that for Amazon since they're pretty consistent. And then we just click create. Now all the stuff in the background is going to whirl and whiz, and in about 90 seconds, it's going to start spitting out notifications telling us if this product is in stock or not. And that's going to constantly happen. So every about 60 to 90 seconds, all of your products that you're monitoring are going to scrape and go back and constantly look to see if they're in stock. As soon as it's in stock, it's going to tell you. So you can see that we already have a couple in here, and this is what it looks like when it comes in stock. Once they go in stock, they actually go into your notifications tab, and they'll ping here as well. You get notified in a couple different ways. So when your product is in stock, it's going to indicate on this Chrome tab or whatever tab you're using by changing the bar up here to red and actually making an audible noise. So if you have this tab up somewhere on your computer, you'll get notified that way. If you are out and about and you're like, well, I'm not going to sit on my computer all day waiting, that kind of makes this pointless. We have a Discord integration. So for all of you that don't know what Discord is, it's just a third-party kind of think of it like AIM for you 90s and 80s guys, or 90s, I guess, early 2000s. It's essentially a place where you can platform, where you can message people. It just goes beyond. It's the future of messaging at this point in time, anyway. So what you can do is you can connect to Discord. It's free to set up. You can use any information you want. I haven't connected because I want to show you how easy it was. So you actually can just click the connect to Discord button. It'll ask you to authorize to join the server that we have set up. And then you're going to be in our Komodo personal monitor server. As simple as that. Again, no cost or anything to get set up and to get registered. The button will be gone. And now when something pings in stock, it not only will tell you in Chrome here, but it's going to send you a direct message in Discord. So if you want to download the Discord app on your phone and you have DMs to notify you, as soon as it comes in stock, you're going to get that ping on your phone and you'll be able to go and purchase it. I'm happy to pause here as well because there's a lot of information up front. If there's any questions, or obviously, Chris, if you think that I should kind of go into detail on anything specifically.
No, not yet. And guys, yeah, if you do have questions, make sure to drop them in the chat. I'll make sure that that we get them asked and answered. But no, I don't think there's anything quite yet.
Perfect. And while we were talking, right, it happened. So we got notified that that product, the Ant-Man and the Wasp product that we had put in our monitor, is in stock. We can go over here and we can actually see that we now have a DM of that product. So if you were, again, out, this is exactly what you would see. You can click on it to add to cart, or you can go and add it quick to cart, 1, 3, or 5, if you want to be speedy. And I mean, it's quite straightforward. We do allow, so with the monitors, you do get X number of spots, if you will. So at launch, we don't want to say we're in beta, but right, like we kind of partnered here with Chris to allow you guys in. It's public, but we haven't done any marketing behind it. We really want to get you guys in and working on it before we expand, or even like make it more expensive, less expensive, probably before make it more expensive, and get you guys in here while we're still learning and getting it evolved. So we do give 20 spots, so you can monitor up to 20 products live at any time. But we also have a pause feature. So let's say you have purchased this product, you don't want to buy it anymore, but you don't want to delete it, because if you delete it, you're going to have to come back and re-add it later. And that's just a process to have to remember all of the different products that you've ever wanted to monitor. You can just go and pause it. It then will stop actively looking, and it will also remove one of your 20. So again, you can essentially, you can preload 1,000 products in here if you want, kind of have your buy list, if you will, and then just kind of rotate between which ones you're actively trying to purchase. Maybe seasonal products that you wanted to buy this Christmas, next Christmas, you already have them here, so you know exactly what you purchased, and you just turn them on when you're ready to go. Store monitors work the same exact way. You add your product for any of these. You add your link. This is where price threshold comes in handy, though. So unlike Amazon, we don't scrape just for a specific store as who the seller is. So we know Walmart and Target both have third-party sellers. This is where it'd be great for you to say, like, put a Walmart link in and then just say, I only want to be notified if it's $20 or less. So that way you don't have to get notified if any of those third-party sellers come in stock. And this is great for like replens even. We see some people use it who tell us that they've used it for grocery. And, you know, these are products, they're not like the PlayStation 5's hot products, but they do go out of stock. And I know a lot of you guys have those products where you wish you could kind of go back and buy them pretty routinely, but they do sell out just from regular consumers purchasing. This way you don't have to constantly be checking. You just get it set up here and it'll just notify you when you're ready to go. All right, I'm gonna pause. There were a couple of questions that came in, and transparently, that is kind of it as well. I mean, we can get into details on strategy, but it really is as simple as it looks.
Yeah. So Ruben is curious, when it comes to monitors, are they all the same? Like they have Stellar now, which they haven't set up, but can any monitor be better than the other when it comes to monitoring products?
Sure. Yeah, and that's a great question. And then I feel like you might be in the small minority, right, that has one on standby. My understanding Stellar is monitor/bot. And obviously, please correct me if I'm wrong, but there are differences between the softwares. So number one is speed, right? Some monitors are just faster than others. It just depends on the server speed and the proxies they might use. Others are safety. So a lot of monitors require you as the end user to use your bandwidth and your connection to monitor the product. So it's essentially it's doing the legwork by getting it set up, but your computer is the one actually pinging Walmart, Target, Amazon and scraping that data. And what that can do is it can just get those companies a little upset with you. If they think that you are a robot, they will start, blocking you, banning you from going on. So what we do is we take care of all of that. We have proxies that are running behind the scenes. So when I input something into the monitor, it is a proxy that's going in and checking. It is not you. The company has no idea that it's your IP. There's nothing against the rules or law here. I don't want to scare you, but companies just don't like it when you're constantly refreshing the same page over and over. So we've just taken that risk out of it for you. And then otherwise, this is kind of built around the FBA seller. So there's a lot of monitors out there that do, the Discord thing, the Slack thing, where they'll just notify you. We have features in the roadmap. We have features that we're testing personally that work now, where we actually do FBA calculations for you. So not only are we providing links where you can see if you're restricted or you check on Amazon, but we have them where we'll be able to say, okay, this is $21. The average FBA price in the last 30 days was $50. If you buy it at 21, here's the price and the profit that you're going to get.
I like that. That'll be awesome when you're able to push that out. Let's go ahead and talk strategy a little bit, like maybe some use cases on how you guys use it and some wins and things like that.
Yeah. There are two that I threw up as an example, and then obviously make sure AJ has time to speak if there's any strategies that he wants to outline. So there are two very real ones, not only for stores. I mean, I think stores are, I don't want to say clear, but I mean, imagine a lot of people on here use tactical arbitrage or some kind of online sourcing tool. We're big fans of TA, and one of the biggest, things when you use TA is you come across a product that looks really, really good and really profitable, only to see that it's out of stock. And I know TA has that feature where it'll auto refresh the folder, but there is obviously a bit of a delay in when it does that. Similar to Amazon, where Keepa can do the same thing. So our value add there is that we're just faster. We can do it again every 60 to 90 seconds. So you're not going to miss those small windows of restocks. So if you're coming across TA and you see a product on Target or Walmart and it's out of stock, this is a great way of leveraging all the work you've already done to then just get it set up. So when it does come back in stock, you're ready to pounce. Alternatively to the Amazon.
Can I just add to that real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. So kind of part of like that TA strategy, at least the way I use it, right, is, when I'm searching for TA, I actually used to hit the filter to only show me products that are in stock. Now, as much as that may not work all the time, I now leave that off, and I'll go through my standard kind of like approach of looking through the products that are potentially available. But then I'll also kind of flip the switch a little bit, right? I'll sort by all the products that are out of stock, and I'll see then where there are profitable opportunities. And if it's something that makes sense that I'm I want to buy, then I'm going to load it directly into the monitor. And same thing kind of goes not just for the stores, but like even for like Amazon to Amazon flips. I know we're going to kind of get into this a little bit later, but when I come across Keepa charts, when I'm looking for product through tactical arbitrage, a lot of the times I'm finding products that are really like sporadically in and out on Amazon that could be great potential Amazon to Amazon flips. So I'm also loading those in here as well. So it kind of just goes like a lot with your kind of standard sourcing processes that you do, to where if you just kind of tweak your thoughts a little bit on, where you're focused on stuff that you can buy now, but then with this, it allows you to kind of also focus on some of those things where there's potential opportunity if you can get your hands on them and when you can identify them as being available. And then those opportunities you throw in here.
Yeah, well said. And kind of along the same lines of where my next point was. So that's perfect, because I think this also comes into play for RA. AJ and I, we had different paths when we first started. I was super RA heavy, and we've optimized the monitors to work on mobile. There is no app currently, but it loads very well on a mobile device in Safari or Chrome on your phone. And so you can definitely add products from your phone. And so like what we'll do is, like, if I'm in Target and I'm doing RA and I find a product that I'm going to buy at Target, it's not a Target exclusive. It's just a really great product to flip. And again, that Keepa chart shows me that Amazon is in stock 20, 15% of the time, and I'm just going to sell when they're out of stock. That's an 8A flip, right? Like, that's an opportunity where I can go buy it when Amazon is in stock. And now I can just throw that link right in here while I'm at the store and forget about it until it pings me. So there's, again, to Age's point, it's a lot about things you're already doing, just kind of adding this tool on top of it to get that added profit that you might be missing out on otherwise.
Yeah, or even think about, to kind of add on to that RA piece. You find a product RA that you like, let's say you're at Target or Walmart, and you've got a few hours, and there's a whole bunch of Walmarts that are within a 50-mile radius of you, and you want to know which stores have them in stock, right? Throw them in that local monitor. It'll tell you exactly what stores and their addresses within 50 miles that has that product in stock. And then instead of having to go into the store and then trying to find it, just check out right on your phone and have it ready for pickup. So then now all you're doing is jumping into the store, going to that pickup counter, grabbing your product, and then moving on to the next store.
I wish this was around when I was spending a lot of time chasing bolos with RA. That would have been handy.
I did see a comment come in. If it's okay if I jump in,
Yeah.
Some of them. So can you guys advise on the cost for this? Absolutely. So right now it is $30 a month. Just month to month. We don't have any annual options. Again, you do get the 20 products that are live at any given time. In the future, we will be adding the ability to purchase more slots if you want to monitor more products that are live. But again, the goal for us is to create a product that works, that makes you money, optimize it as is, and then add those other features. There's no reason to ask you to spend more money on a product that isn't fully functional yet. So right now it fully works. $30 a month will get you everything you saw today.
If you use code CTS, you can get a 10-day trial as well, guys.
You can indeed. So CTS, you'll see a discount code on the second part of registration. And we'll throw the link, I'm sure, somewhere, but you can probably see it in my window, monitors.thebuybox.io. We'll take you right to the homepage where you can register. Oh, he had it prepared. As you know, he's been doing it a while. Professional. So look, we have another one that just came in stock that I put in before you guys jumped on board. So I don't know if any of you guys were flipping these. I was flipping these a ton. They're now kind of sitting in stock a little bit longer, so I've been stopped buying for right now. But there is a new Jurassic World movie coming out. So again, that's kind of the relevance of pop culture to know, like, what's coming. So what might be worth buying now, and you can see it also popped in here for us.
Yeah, I'll make a comment on. There's a question around a lot of memory, right? So this is cloud based. So I know Saul had mentioned earlier, right? Like, we're using all our own proxies, and kind of even to go back to Ruben's question around other monitors or bots. A lot of other monitors or bots still require you to have to purchase your own proxies if you don't want to use your own computer information. But kind of going back now to Joshua's question, right? the amount of memory that this is going to use on your computer is the same as like having a Chrome tab open.
Any Chrome tab.
Yeah, because essentially it's Chrome or your website browser that is using the memory on your computer. So everything is, again, cloud-based, works from any device. But again, it's up to whatever your web browser is in terms of memory. So
any other? I want to make sure. I mean, obviously, happy to talk strategy. Happy to throw some tidbits out there to make more money. But I want to make sure there's no specific questions on this and how to leverage it, and or any concerns.
I don't see anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's dive a little bit into strategy, and then of course, if you guys have questions, make sure to ask them, and we'll get those popped up. But let's talk strategy a little bit, and then I will. Oh, can we put the link up again? Yeah, we sure can. We'll pop that link up there for a minute or two. So I guess tell me some strategies that you guys have used to make this profitable for you and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically in monitors, I mean, I don't want to go back and regurgitate, but the couple of things that we have already said are definitely the number one ways to use it for OA, RA. I think, again, using TA and just throwing in those products that are out of stock has made me money without a doubt. And I think we all wish that Keepa existed for Target and Walmart and all those things, so you could know exactly how often those things restock. But it doesn't. So this is also a tool just to learn that. Sometimes we think of products out of stock all the time because every time we load the page it is. But in reality, it restocks for 20 minutes every day at 1 a.m. And so the only way to really know that is if you're constantly monitoring. And so I have found products that I'm able to buy almost on a weekly basis. They just go in stock at like the oddest times. And I think it has to be when they like open the boxes at the warehouse or something. And so that's been really, really helpful. Again, the RA play. And then, my number one monitor is the Amazon monitor. Amazon is a huge part of. Sorry, I'm like getting distracted by the questions. I want to answer all of them as soon as they pop. But the Amazon monitor is a huge part of my strategy, and I have a couple tabs to show you. But going to that, again, talking about finding products that you would buy in any store, OA or RA, and just looking at the Keepa chart in a different way is a huge benefit of finding Amazon to Amazon. Most people look at a Keepa chart and go, oh, is Amazon in stock now or not? And how often are they out of stock? And they think about it in a sense of like, when can I sell this product to have in my hands, not when can I buy the product from Amazon? If you start flipping the script and say, all right, can we go and buy this product from Amazon? Now you essentially have a whole new way of looking at your leads. And if you kind of look at that chart a year or 2 years back, you can start even seeing seasonal trends and like, all right, maybe it's in stock 90% of the time now, but every Christmas they're out of stock. Now you're starting to really understand how to leverage. That's a Keepa leverage, but this tool can come in handy when you want to find out exactly when Amazon's back.
So we do have a couple of questions. Let's hit those, and then we can talk a little bit more about strategy. So Joshua's curious: is the local store inventory checker significantly more reliable than Brickseek? And I totally understand where he's coming from. You find something awesome on Brickseek. You go to your local Walmart, or maybe like 5 of them, and every single person you ask, like, hey, is this, you guys have any of these? And they're like, no, never even heard of it. So how do you guys combat that?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty simple. So the products that are available in store through the monitors are all available for the purchase online and pick up in store. So that means that you can, when the monitor goes off that says, hey, your Jurassic Park figures are available at this location, it'll have a link that says click here to buy now to pick up. And so what that means for you as a seller is you don't have to go to that Target and spend the next half an hour trying to find where that product is or wondering if somebody else bought it before you got there. That product is waiting for you at the pickup counter. So you just go in and pick it up. Yeah.
It's not even waiting for you. That like you can go 3 days from now and it'll be waiting for you. So it obviously saves a lot of time on your end of having to hustle around as soon as Brickseek shows up.
Yeah. Does that make sense, Joshua? Like it's purchase for pickup available. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gina's curious. She wasn't on at the beginning, but Does this work for the U.S. marketplaces only?
Currently, yes. So the next expansion is definitely going to be Amazon UK. I say that because there are a ton of flips that you can flip from Amazon UK to Amazon US. And those are like awesome. And so definitely want to get that involved. Pretty straightforward. It's just, again, prioritizing, making sure that what we have works, and then adding new features. Speaking of that as well, like the local monitors, fully functional. You guys will experience and hopefully make money with them, but they are the next step in our kind of development process. So we have developers, I want to say like April 1st is when they're starting their next work on the local monitors to make them even better, even faster, and then kind of explore some new stores that can be added.
Nice.
Okay, I think those are the questions. So we talked some strategy of how to leverage these through your own processes and like how you're already doing your sourcing. I want to throw up a tab for products that you might not be thinking about already, and then how to leverage a system like this to kind of be in the know. So I think this is, no, it's this one here. So I threw this one up. This is a new 2-pack for Marvel Legends of these two characters. Oh, here is a better picture. Super cool. Recently announced. As you can see, out of stock. I want to say this may have gone in stock for about 10 minutes or a little bit longer. It came in stock very, very, very short period of time on launch. However, it has been out of stock ever since. Unfortunately, I don't have Keepa loaded in Incognito, but trust me, it has not been in stock since. It's been up for about 8 days. And this is personally how I leverage the Amazon monitors pretty heavily. So I'm really into speculation buys. I think they're like one of the best things you can do in the business because you're not fighting other sellers. It comes down to like your brain and figuring out the products that you think are going to do well at launch, as opposed to waiting for the data to support the purchase. And so when Amazon launches new products, particularly exclusives, the product pages always go up first. They'll always have something just like this before the product's available. And if you can find it, and I find a lot of them through blogs, huge fan of toy blogs, highly recommend you like find 6, 7, 8. I can throw like toy news. I think is the name, is like is one I love. But there's like a number of them out there. I literally read them probably like 2 or 3 times a day, just to make sure I'm up to date on like all of their postings. Because a lot of times they get product early and from like the manufacturers, and they actually get some links early. So they'll throw up links on there before anyone else has them. You can also leverage Keepa, and I'm sure Chris, I know he's like huge Keepa fan and goes down to the rabbit hole there. So some of you may know how to do that. Others, I'm sure, like there are training tools out there that Chris offers to learn. But Keepa is a great way of finding listings like this that aren't live yet that you can get the links for. And then all you do is, like as we just talked about, take it over here. And then, I do this on a daily basis. I throw it in here and I click create. And now I never have to worry. I wait for it to tell me when it's in stock. It could be any time of the day. And I purchase it on pure speculation. It's not blindly purchasing. Like I highly don't go out and like buy all of the new products, but buy products that have a clear track record of similar products, similar manufacturers going out of stock. And then you can take advantage of that market. And sometimes the market is very soft, where you'll have like 2-3 weeks to sell before Amazon restocks 1,000. And other times they'll be out of stock for 6 months, and it just triples in cost like pretty much immediately. So if I leave you guys with anything as far as AWA, like that's my number one, is trying to speculate on new products that come out and purchase them early based on pop culture references is also great. Like getting Jurassic we mentioned before.
Mm-hmm. And if I could toss some ideas in there with this as well. So if you're going to do something like this, something that will often work is keeping an eye out for these exclusives that might be limited edition. So I'll go back to, and I think we may have hit this the last time we did a video together, but Amazon and Disney teamed up for limited edition Mickey Mouse like plushes every single month. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but those did really, really well. And then, make sure to, like Saul said, look for items that have sold out or have done kind of similar things. And if you find like a Marvel Legends product, go look at Keepa graphs of other Marvel Legends products to see what they've done. And it'll be pretty easy to kind of figure out a track record pretty quickly. So couple of questions for you guys, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit more about Amazon to Amazon flips for a minute, and then make sure you guys can get back to your families or working, whatever you guys are doing the rest of this evening. So TJ's curious, could you guys mention the stores it works for now again? She missed that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see, there are 5 currently. So we have the Amazon one, and then under store monitors, we have Walmart. You can't see. We have Walmart, Target, GameStop, and Hot Topic. Those are all OA. And then we have Target and Walmart for local monitors. We are, I can confidently say, adding Walgreens, tentatively adding Kohl's. Kohl's does some weird stuff with their product pages that can make it a little tricky. And then, I think Box Lunch was on there. People really liked Loungefly and Funko stuff. And then we're always open to, obviously feedback. If people want us to add a store, we're happy to look in to see what that would look like. I mentioned Amazon UK on the list. We have like 3 or 4 currently, but there's, as you know with TA, there are thousands out there. So we can do this with almost any store. Just some are a lot harder than others, depending on how they're built.
Yeah. Ruben is curious, can you guys see the products that are in their monitor? You guys look trustworthy, but they have to ask.
No, Ruben, I appreciate that. I mean, I think any business in the Amazon space is essentially built on trust. It's like going to any prep center. It's impossible. They're not going to close their eyes and prep your product. So from a development standpoint, we have our developers who can go into any account to troubleshoot or have like errors or management issues. So I definitely think, if anyone here thinks that something may occur, thinks that we would go in and take products, or thinks that, it's essentially a team of 3 that would have access. Obviously, I don't want you guys to do something that you feel uncomfortable with. Again, Amazon, I think, is built on trust. But because of the type of product this is, any dev work we will need access. Like, we can't, unfortunately, close off access to accounts. But, obviously, from a trust standpoint, rest assured, like, we don't go in there to like, oh, what are they buying? Let's go like share it and buy it ourselves. That isn't what we're in the business of doing. This has a much higher ceiling as a product that is built on trust than we would ever get by taking leads from anyone here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just kind of the way it works. Whether you're using tactical arbitrage or the Komodo Monitor, any other software, you've got to be able to go in and do that kind of stuff. So fairly typical in this space. But yeah, the trust is a lot more important than being able to find an extra flip or 2. Before I let you guys go for the evening, let's see here. So AJ, can you go over your process of finding out of stock products a little bit more in depth?
Okay, yeah. So so again, I use this primarily with tactical arbitrage stuff. When you run your scans, right? Like when you're setting up your scans, there are the filters on tactical arbitrage, and in the past I would always click remove out of stock products, whereas now I don't. I just I scan the whole thing. I'm sorry, I just was looking at the questions there. And then so when the results come up, I'll go through my typical process of looking for everything that I can buy now. But then I also take that now extra step to then sort and filter out all of the products where it's out of stock rather than in stock. And then at that point, I'll go through that list just like I would my regular list of everything that's in stock, and find which products are the opportunities that I want to go and monitor now, right? So that when I know that it comes in stock, I can just go and buy it, versus kind of completely either forgetting about that opportunity, or just like not even seeing it at all. So generally, that's how I use the monitors for tactical arbitrage. And then, of course, I think I mentioned a little bit earlier on the RA piece, right? Like if I usually only do RA when I find something on tactical arbitrage that's not available for online pickup, but I find it locally in store or locally around me. I'll use that either in the local monitors or throw it in there to just make sure and do a check again to see like all the stores within a 50-mile radius where it's available, rather than having to enter my zip code into the store website like Barnes and Noble and then having to scroll down and see like where it's available around me. I'll just throw it in there, and then there I can just buy it. And then kind of like also for like breadcrumbing, right? Like Chris, you're big on breadcrumbing. If you think about like over the summertime over the last couple of years, pools, like the above ground pools have been like crazy sellers, right? Like people making 3-4x, on pools. A lot of that too were pool accessories that made a lot of money that maybe not a lot more people were buying, but it was still like out of stock. I would throw all those in there as well, just to get notified and stuff like that. So,
yeah. Let's see here. Joshua is curious. This may or may not be directly related to Amazon flips, but I've seen many sellers who are selling products that Amazon sells. Very good sales rank, typically selling slightly higher than Amazon. How are they making that profitable? And if I'll take this, one, and then if you guys want to chime in as well. So here's something that I think we as Amazon sellers often do. We often are selling other people's products out of our own pocket. So, for example, let's say that the three of us are sourcing the same product. We'll say a can of Sprite Zero, for example. Well, we know that best place we're probably going to be able to source it at is going to be Walmart. Maybe we get it at a buy two get one free sale, or something similar. Maybe a buy one get one free sale, which I think is pretty uncommon for soda. And then maybe we've got a little bit of a discount gift card, and we've got a little bit of cash back. So all of our prices are going to be somewhat the same. But then you're going to have another seller who maybe they have a brand direct wholesale account where they're getting the same or similar pricing as retailers. Or maybe they have gone to the local liquidation grocery store and they've found that item for 70 or 80 or 90% off retail prices, and they're getting it that way. So it's hard. Well, it's impossible to know what someone else's costs of goods sold are. And so when you see somebody kind of like, that doesn't make any sense to me, either it's they're not making any money and maybe they're just making money on cash back, or points on their credit cards for hotels and trips and things like that. There are people that sell on Amazon for that reason only, just to break even and take advantage of points and cash back and things. Or they've found a way to reduce their cost of goods so much that they can sell at almost any price and it's profitable. Like when I steal inventory from, no, I'm kidding. I don't steal from retailers, but so I don't know if you guys had any other thoughts on that.
No, I think that covers it. I mean, I often will sell if I need to at a loss, and I'm sure it confuses the heck out of other people, but that's part of the game. Yeah.
Chris is curious, what is your guys' roadmap for pricing? $30 out of the gate when you're still in beta-ish mode doesn't feel like a huge front runner discount. Will you guys eventually be at 50 or 97, or do you guys have a plan for that?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. So I mean, I can't sit here and say that we have a specific, like in 6 months it will be X. What I can say is, well, I like the word ish there, because while we consider it a beta in some level, it is, everything, the framework and the base is there. Nothing is going to change as far as the offering you're able to get. I think the best example I can give you is kind of like TA. So imagine you were buying into TA at with the $70 price point, whatever like the cheapest plan is. I'm not sure what it is at this point. But that was like for the full suite. And then over time, TA was adding different things. Like they added the book suite and they added all these different options. And eventually there was like a $200 option because they had so many different things. They realized not everyone needed all of them. Right now, everyone that buys in not only gets what we feel is definitely a $30 value, but anything else that we might add to the monitor in the future as far as other programs go. And I think, we have big plans. There's definitely things that will be added that could be their own product type, that could just be their own add-on that people buy independently of the monitor. But this would be getting in kind of to everything that is going to be living on this platform as it stands.
Yeah. And as someone who I've built a couple of pieces of software, definitely nothing as complicated as this. And then also I kind of get, I do get the background view of things that go on in some softwares. And it can be hard to figure out what your prices may need to be in the future because you don't know what infrastructure might cost as you scale up and grow and things like that, which is kind of one of the biggest expenses of most softwares. TJ is curious, is it 20 total products or is it 20 products per monitor, Amazon, local stores, etc.?
Right now it is 20 total products. So it could be 10 on Amazon, 10 on Target, and 10 on Walmart. Yeah, 10 on Amazon, 10 on Target would be 20, or 5, and 10 somewhere else. Right now it's 20 across all of the monitor offerings.
Mm-hmm.
But as mentioned, 20 active.
Yeah, and I will say too, like we are starting to get requests for other users requesting more spots. So it is something on our roadmap. And I guess the more that we hear that people want more, I think the prioritization of that will go up. So.
And it's to Chris's point earlier, it's a scale play too. Infrastructure wise, 100 people on the platform could cost us almost as much as 1,000 people. And so we are also looking at it, the more people we get onboarded, the better understanding we have of a per cost per monitor per person. And if we can then swing 30 for the same price, we'll absolutely up the amount of products available at the same base level.
That's awesome. And I also want to clarify is 20 active products. So you could have 100 in there that you have paused, and you could kind of go back and forth. Maybe one isn't hitting for 2 weeks and you're like, you know what, I'm going to pause that one and I'm going to bring this one back because I can see in Keep or wherever it is that, or maybe it's a seasonal product and I only need to have this one tracked from January to April or whatever that is. So you could have a ton of them paused in there for ready to go at any time.
Absolutely.
All right. Any questions that I've missed that I should ask you guys, or anything that we should go over before we wrap this thing up?
No specific questions. I mean, I do think anyone that joins the platform, I definitely urge you to join the Discord. We won't shell other products in there, and we're not gonna bombard you with pings. But not only does it help you stay in the loop for what products are getting in stock for you, but it's also the fastest and easiest place to be notified of any updates or fixes or anything that's going on with the platform. And so I know that some people haven't used Discord before, but I just want to urge you, if you haven't, to at least give it a try.
Yeah. Joshua's curious. You guys are month to month. It can be canceled at any time, correct?
Absolutely. And you obviously get that 10-day free trial with Chris's code. So if you cancel day 9, we're sad to see you go, but no one's going to come knocking on your door asking you to come back and with tears in their eyes. We understand, and we'll always be here. You can use this for a month during November, and you're like, wow, I really want to use this platform when hot products are going in and out of stock all the time, and you can cancel and come back 3 months later when you're ready again.
Mm-hmm. Ruben's curious, do you guys have video guides available?
We don't currently have video guides. We do have a PDF that's downloadable once you're in the platform that kind of has screenshots and walks you through. Video guides incoming. Also, at this stage, and I like Steve's thing. At this stage, if you want a one-on-one call, we will do a one-on-one call with you to walk you through. We are happy to make sure that you're comfortable on the platform until we have those videos up.
Perfect. Let's see here. Steve's curious, how long before you guys start advertising and trying to get some more folks in there?
I love the question.
I smiled when I saw that come up.
Yeah, I mean, we think it's great, and we know how good it is. And obviously, talking to Chris and having a pulse on the community, we know this type of thing could be leveraged to make a lot of money. We obviously are product first, though, so the goal is always get as many people that are actively using it on from a trusted community that we can. Make sure we hear your feedback. Make sure that we have the time and attention to handle all those things that might come up. and then we can put money behind, the product that we feel really, really good in and is not gonna, again, I don't think this is gonna break at all. But at the end of the day, it's always nice to have those people that are able to work one-on-one or closer with, because it's a slightly smaller community at first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe we talk a little bit about like the product breaking, right? Like, so, Saul and I, we have our own Discord community for Amazon, and we have like 300 people using this as part of our community already. We know it works. We know it works well. They're often like posting their success stories of like, hey, just paid for this for like 2 years because I was able to buy this product, kind of thing. So they talk about that all the time. They provide feedback and things like that on how to make it better. I can tell you this, like 6 months ago, this product looked nothing like this. It was like a shell of something, and I was like, are we really going to do something with this? So it definitely has evolved. I mean, obviously you guys don't see it. You see what's there today. But there's been definitely tremendous growth. I think actually, when did we start this? Like August of last year, right? Or
it's been a while.
It's been almost a year.
A labor of love, a labor of our wallets. It's been a lot of fun.
So,
Everett's curious, where can we go to sign up if we decide to join later? So I've got a link down below. You can just go to monitors.thebuybox.io. You can use code CTS to get you a 10-day free trial. It'll cost you $0 for the first 10 days, and then $30 a month after that if you decide to stick around. And I'll make sure that in the replay and, of course, in my weekly 5 Things Friday email tomorrow when this goes out, there will be links there as well so that you can join anytime you might want to. All right, fellas, I appreciate you hanging out and showing off Komodo and that labor of love that you guys have put together. I love the product. I think it's solid. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be here with me this evening. So I appreciate you guys taking a little bit of time. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Please do me a solid. Make sure to hit the like button or the subscribe or whatever when you see this, so that you can see more videos and get this out to a few other folks and kind of boost the algorithm in the respective places for them. So appreciate you guys. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Hope everyone is absolutely crushing 2022 on Amazon, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Thanks a lot, fellas. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes.